can't explain to you how validating it is to hear that you have gym anxiety. I feel like people that suffer with gym anxiety have different levels of it. You know, some people are scared to walk in a gym, period. They don't want to go in a gym. They feel like everybody's watching them. They just don't want to be in there. You know, some people they will go in there, but they'll only do cardio because they don't want to be in front of the weight section. They have a fear of like men in particular watching them and critiquing what they're doing and all of that. And that is extremely validating to hear other women's stories. And when I first started out in the gym, the thought of a man coming over and approaching me was something that I hated the most. And it happened so much because I didn't know what the hell I was doing, right? And I didn't have much muscle. So you'd be looking at me like, oh yeah, she a beginner, right? Now my gym anxiety just comes from me trying to get in a good workout in a whatever amount of time I have that day and being in my own world and in my own happy space. And I'm not somebody who wants to make gym friends. And so, since I don't want to make gym friends, I have women that do come up to me and they start talking to me and asking me questions like, "What do you do for a living?" and "What do you," and this and that. And the whole time I'm thinking, I really don't want to make gym friends. I really don't. I really just want to come in here and work out, because the second you start talking to me, and I'm an extrovert. I'm an extrovert introvert. The second you start talking to me, I feel like it ruins my workout immediately. And I don't know if other people are like that, but if anybody comes up to me and you start making small talk with me, I'm immediately like, oh, I don't feel like working out anymore. It just kills my flow completely. So I would rather not talk. But also in her message, she says, my anxiety was so bad I would sit in my car and cry before going in. I think that what helps most with that, especially if you've been to that particular gym a few times, is knowing exactly what you're going to do. That's what's going to help you out for sure. You already know in your mind what exercises you're going to do. Okay, we're going to do walking. First, I'm going to go in here and I'm going to stretch. That's why I like those exercise rooms, like LA Fitness has, or like Gold's Gym has like a posing room or whatever. Those exercising rooms help a lot. You go in there, you do some stretching, you get a foam roller, and you use 10 to 15 minutes to stretch. I like to do a 5-minute warm-up on the Stairmaster, if not longer. But let's say you go and get on Stairmaster for 5 minutes just so you can peep the scene. Because Stairmaster is usually taller than the other machines. And if the Stairmaster at your gym is higher than the other, if it's higher than everything else, what am I trying to say? If your Stairmaster is on the first floor where the machines and the weights are, it gives you a better advantage to be able to look around. And then you have your list, right? You're looking at what you're going to do for today on your phone. You got it listed out. You got to do walking lunges. You got squats you need to do. So let's say you're starting out with squats. You look over at the squat rack. Are there squat racks available? Let's say all the squat racks are taken. For me, I don't like asking people how many sets they have left. So I will go and see, okay, is it a hack squat available? Is it a belt squat available? But if you have to do a barbell back squat, then that would be your moment to okay, let me go and warm up a little bit more before I start my, and then you go into going over there to weight on this is why for me, and this has helped me with my gym anxiety, is having, and I have a video on this, is having alternative exercises. Because to me, if you have strict exercises, I think it kind of messes you up. It does. Like some women or some people will say, when I go to the gym, I can't do my exercises out of order. Not only can they not do their exercises out of order, but they also don't want to do any other exercises. So that would be horrible for me. I'm not like that. Now I get it why you would want to start out with barbell back squats, but I would also, if all the squat racks were taken, I'm not sitting up here waiting. I'm not. I'm going to go to the hack squat, or I'm going to go to the belt squat. That's just, it is what it is. And so if that's my heavy lift of the day and I get it, you don't want to get your lifts out of order, then that's what I would do. I would just pick a better or a similar alternative to that exercise. And if you're doing something like leg extension, which is something that's a machine that's always taken, I would swap out for leg extension. I would swap out and do walking lunges. Now, walking lunges, when you have a little bit of gym anxiety, those are hard to do. So then I would do reverse lunges with dumbbells in a corner. Just get some heavy dumbbells. Yeah, it's always another way to get around, kind of avoiding having to interact with people if you're like that, because that's kind of how I am. If I can help it, I would rather not talk to anybody at the gym.